What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how I locked up my hair, and this is pretty much gonna be like a new channel I'm doing. So it's gonna be any problems or questions you have. Of course, we'll do like the normal Q&As. Just leave anything in the comments. Um, then we'll be going over like maintenance and stuff. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about how I got my dreads. The first thing I did was I got a haircut. And that was because I spent 8 months trying to grow my hair out to see if it'll lock just off of doing the sponge method. What my problem was I don't have coarse enough hair for it to lock up. Now, some people won't lock up. Like, you wouldn't expect someone with straight hair to start using the sponge because it's not gonna work. So like, it's kind of like certain degrees to that. I could get a nappy fro for sure with the sponge, and that was why I initially started sponging my hair. So I got my hair cut after doing the coils for a few months, and then that was April of this year. So I've only had this hair, it's August now, so April, it was the beginning of April, so we'll count April, May, June, July, and then it's August 1st. So I've only had this for 4 months, and like, if you think about it, my hair got cut down to 1 inch, and this is locked up. So like, my hair it grew. Well, after I got my hair cut, I immediately went home and sponged it. I didn't sponge it with intentions of getting dreads. I sponged it with intentions of having a nappy fro. When I was at the barbershop, my barber had sponged my hair with a blow dryer. Well, he didn't sponge my hair with a blow dryer. He sponged my hair while blow drying it. And I realized that like, after he put the product in, he'd blow dry it so that the product dried, and then he'd run the blow dryer a little, like, he'd run the blow dryer far away and sponge my hair, right? Now, when he did this, I got the spikes, like with the little nappy fro, and I was never able to get that. Like, my hair would just curl. So I was like, well, I need to get a blow dryer. I went and got a blow dryer and realized that like, if you want like a good nappy fro, especially if you have like medium coarse hair or semi-coarse hair, you want to get a blow dryer, just because like, throughout this whole thing, it'll make your life so much easier. Even when I have dreads, I still like, especially if you get dreads, because you don't want to end up with like moldy dreads or anything. I naturally sponge my hair just to keep up the nappy fro every day for like a couple minutes before I went to school. And then I'd throw some Cantu in it in the beginning, and then I would just, here, yeah. So I'd throw some of that in there, and then I'll blow dry it so it would dry, and then I would sponge my hair. And I did that for about two months, and then at around 2 months, my hair started to like it would start to coil. So, and when I washed my hair, my nappy fro would obviously come out. So what I started to do was I would put the product in, and I would blow dry my hair and sponge it at the same time. Now, a tip with sponging is that you're going to play with your hair, with your coils or with your like nappy fro little locks. Even when you have dreads, your hair should be twisted up a little throughout your dreads. So what you're gonna want to do is, the direction that you sponge your hair, you want to play with it in the opposite direction. So I did mine counterclockwise, so I twist it like this, right? Now, that's a good thing to do because it makes your coils tighter and you don't end up undoing them. Okay, I don't know why, but when you do it in the same direction you sponge, then it ends up undoing the curls, or the coils. So after I started blow drying my hair, my coils got real tight, and I started to look up dread videos, and I came across, I don't know, it was some random channel, and it was with the crochet method, because I knew that like, I wouldn't be able to get dreads easy, but I did not want to have to do rubber bands. And that's when I came across the crochet method. Now, in the videos that I saw, it was people were doing backcombing, and if you backcomb, obviously you're gonna need to get rubber bands. You're gonna have to section it off, and I did not want my hair sectioned because I don't like seeing my scalp like that. People pull off the look. Even people who have like full mature dreads have their hair parted still, and it looks sweet. Like Vic Mensa, his hair looks sweet, and he still has his parted if you look at the dreads in the front. Now, I didn't really want mine like that. I was kind of going for like more like the J. Cole semi-freeform kind of thing. The coils really help because like, your hair technically naturally parted itself. There'll be hairs that are split between, so when you go to crochet your hair, you're going to want to twist it up just to get all the hairs in that coil by itself. And then you can just put your finger around it. Like what I did was I would twist it like this, and then I just kind of pull these back. And then what you want to do is, this is not the hook you want to start off with, but you're going to put it in, and you see how there's a flat side? The flat side is the side that the hook is, and you don't want to ever face the hook towards your scalp. It doesn't have to face away from your scalp, just never face it towards it. So you're going to kind of twirl it a little and pinch it, and then you want to just go, you don't want to take it out, but you're going to rotate it, and then just keep on pushing it. So you just want to grab the hairs on the other side and pull them in to the dread or into the coil. And it will take some time to do it because you're coming from coils, but it shouldn't be too hard. I did the crochet hook in 3 stages. I started off with the 1.15, which is like this. I got mine in a set of them, and so this is pretty much like the largest one in the set. You don't ever want to use this, but this is just so you can like really see the hook. That's pretty much what that is. And the hook part, this part right here, is what you don't want to face towards your scalp. The thing is you're gonna only, in the whole set, you're gonna probably use the smallest 2, maybe even the smallest 1, it just depends. So you're gonna want to go through and do your whole head. This one won't lock up all your dreads, but what it's gonna do is in the back, since your hair is thicker, it's gonna make it easier to go through with the smaller size. Now, if you just go like with 0.75, which is the smallest one that I use this one for my maintenance. So this is the one, like when it's all said and done, that you're gonna be using permanently. Now, a lot of people say don't crochet your hair for maintenance. Just don't make it a long habit. Like if you have mature dreads, that's probably like the best thing to do. Instead of like having to go and get a retwist and pay all that money every time, you can just go through and do it like that. Just, you don't want to be maintaining your roots with a crochet hook, because then like you're gonna mess up sometimes and you're gonna pull some hairs. But if you're constantly doing that, then you're gonna end up pulling a lot of hair out, and you might end up with bald spots. After you go through with the first one, right? This is the what is this one? 1.15 millimeter, which this is the smallest one in the package. And this is the one, Susan Bates is the one that I have. So like, I use this one. You're gonna go through with this one first, do the ones in the back so that it kind of brings the dreads together, and then it doesn't take you a bunch of time when you go to a smaller size. You want to get one that looks like this, but not this size. You want to get a 0.9 millimeter. The front probably wouldn't lock up with anything bigger than a 1 millimeter, just because the hair in the front is thinner than the hair in the back. With the 0.9 millimeter, you want to go through and put some work in on the front, because it's not going to lock up easy because that hair is thin, but it'll lock up. So just know that like you just keep on spinning it, and then you want to pinch the hair and face the hook towards one of your fingers, and then just go in and out, and then twirl. And then you always want to spin in the direction. You can go back a little. You can undo the coil a little, just so you can get a better twist on it, and then you just go through and do it again. Well, in the tips of your dreads, you probably won't be able to get the hair locked up. Don't worry about that. Either you can leave it how I left mine, and I think mine I'm fine with the way mine looks. It'll end up probably just crawling around and matching up with the dread anyways. And either you can do that, or you can get a really tiny hook, like a 0.5 millimeter, and that should be able to grab those hairs and lock them up. Or you can just wait till your hair grows out, and you could use the hook to pull the tip into the dread. Like a lot of people actually do that. Or even then, you could just go to a loctician and get your hair twisted so that it all looks like one dread. Now, after you do the 0.9, you want to go through with the 0.75. You're probably thinking, like, if the 0.9 has your whole head locked, then why would you go and do the 0.75? Because the 0.75 is going to really lock up. Like, you'll see what I'm saying when you do it, but the 0.9 locks your hair, but it's not tight. This will tighten them up, and you'll see the difference even going from the 0.9 to this one. Now, throughout this, you don't want to wash your hair, and that's because it's not starter locks, because your hair is locked up. Starter locks is just like getting a twist and waiting for your hair to lock up or something like that, or doing like a comb twist or something like that, and your hair looks like dreads but it's not really locked up. These are dreads. Okay, they're short and they're tiny. I call them baby dreads, but yeah, these are dreads. So you can't wash your hair. Just know that your hair will get frizzy and you'll probably have to go through with a hook and redo it again. I think what it is that the water pressure kind of like gets into the dreads and it kind of washes it out, or just the fact that your hair starts naturally like expanding. I think even mature wet dreads get a little puffy after you wash them. So it's just natural, really. Just make sure you blow dry your hair. That way you don't have like any residual water sitting in your head. Make sure you shake your head out well. And that, because if you leave water in, you're gonna end up with like mildew and your hair is gonna be stinking and stuff. So that's pretty much how I got my dreads. In the next videos, we're gonna be talking about how I maintain these and keep these tight, because I've had these for a few weeks. And then we're going to talk about some things that you can do, like everyday situations that you run into, what kind of shampoos to use, and stuff like that. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all in the next video.